Hi everyone, here's how to make this weird flashing image sort of thing. It's pretty easy to make, so yeah, I'm just going to hide this for now and add in a plane, and I'm going to cut it in half, loop cut, Control R, delete these vertices, come over to modifiers, add a mirror modifier. This is just if you want your pattern to have symmetry. If you don't, you don't need to do this basically. Then select everything with A, then U, unwrap. What we'll then do is add a material. I'm going to mix a transparent shader with a emitter. Shift Control to mix them if you have Node Wrangler, and then plug this in here, and we can delete principled. Make sure if you are using transparent, you come over to material properties, scroll down under settings, and change your blend mode to alpha blend, otherwise it won't be see-through properly. So now let's make the pattern. I'm just going to use Voronoi, but you can use anything you want really. Then Control T just to add in the texture and mapping. Plug the UV in, add a color ramp, plug that in, and Control Shift click to just preview a node again with Node Wrangler. Make sure this is set to constant, and then you can make whatever you want basically. Play around with the location, the rotation. You can get some cool looking things. And then another fun little trick is to add in a mix and a noise. So make sure the UV is plugged into the noise, and then that's into the mix, and then the UV straight into the mix, and it just instantly makes things more interesting. You can play around with these. It doesn't even have to be a noise. You can get some weird things going on with Voronoi and stuff as well. So let's just make something that looks pretty cool. So what we're going to do is first we're going to do the small little bits that flash basically. So what we're going to do, open up the timeline, which I've already got here. Make sure you're back at the start on frame 1, and then what we're going to do is we're going to keyframe this handle. You can see if I move this, you see we get like little parts of it moving. So if I go under here where it's position and press I, that'll add a keyframe, and then what we're going to do is going to go to the last keyframe and make sure it's the same and key in the exact same position with I again. Then what we'll do is we'll go over to the graph editor and add in a noise modifier. So that is, make sure I've got this. Make sure you've got your node select, otherwise it might not pop up like it just did then. And then come over here in modifiers. If this isn't shown, you might need to pull this window out and then go add modifier and noise. So what this will do is this will basically move this handle left and right, and what we can do is the higher up these go, the further left and right it's going to go, and the more space that's between them, the longer it's going to take. So you can play around with this. You probably don't want it going too mad, and maybe bring it right down, and if we just press spacebar, you can see the effect that this has. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to add in like 3 or 4 set patterns, and then it will change between them as well as add in this noise. So to do that, let's just go back to timeline, and to do that we're just going to change it on the mapping node. So again, make sure you're at keyframe 1 and you just keyframe these in whatever you want, and then move this along, I don't know, however many frames, basically the gap between each change in one, and then we will, I don't know, find a new pattern. So you know, you take Looks quite cool. And let's keyframe that in here, and then let's go along some more, find something else that we like. Something like that. Again, you can make whatever you want really. And then let's do one more. Yeah, something like that. And then once we've got these all keyframed in, what we want to do is we want to change the way that it goes between each keyframe. So at the moment, it will sort of blend. That's probably completely wrong, but it will smoothly transition between them. And what we want it to do is either be this pattern, the next pattern, and so on. So what we do is select all those keyframes with A, right click, and now on here, interpolation mode, and change this to constant. Now, if we press play, you can see it changing between the patterns, and you get the flickering on top. So that flickering probably needs to be brought down a bit. It's a bit much, but again, you can do that with the noise modifier on the color ramp here. So that again is just in the graph editor. So maybe make it much smaller. That's too much, but you get the idea. So yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot.